Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel called In Touch with Cultures. In today's episode we are going to focus our attention on the very well-known and popular now on streaming platforms like Canal+. In Poland we can watch it also on VOD, on Player.pl, but before it was in the cinema. I'm talking about Babygirl. And what Babygirl, this erotic thriller that has also a huge dose of humor, has to do with In Touch with Cultures? Well, it has a lot to do. We will find out in this video what exactly. So before we start, of course I would love to ask you to subscribe to my channel, to share your opinion when you are watching, because lately I saw that I have a lot of views, but you guys are not sharing your opinion. So I highly encourage you to do that. It will make me happy. Simply, it will make me happy. So I have to admit, first of all, a little bit of my personal story, that I was always drawn somehow to the stories where there was a huge transformation of the heroes, where the main character was not understood by the society, was living, let's say, on the edge of society, was a little bit treated like outsider. I don't know why I had this inclination, but it always fascinated me how people who are unpopular, who are not common, who have unpopular opinion, who are unapologetically themselves and honest with themselves, how they are treated by the society and why they are always rejected. And my favorite book of all times is Madame Bovary of Gustave Flaubert, not only because I was studying this French philology and it was one of the books that was compulsory to read. I read it few times. Nobody was forcing me to do that. I got a real pleasure, and a lot of like terms like this Bovarism, etc. exist. Also in Turkish industry there was a very controversial series, because we have to remember that Turkey is a country, although Atatürk changed like the image of this wonderful country and created it as maybe more cosmopolitan country where everyone is welcome. And here we go with Aşk-ı Memnu, which was the very well-known series with where the leading roles were played by Beren Saat and also Kıvanç Tatlıtuğ. This series is also like a reinterpretation of what Madame Bovary means. Basically in every epoch we have it, and here now in 2024 and 2025 we have Babygirl with the leading roles played by Nicole Kidman and by Harris Dickinson, and that was directed by Halina Reijn. I hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly. The screenwriter, the director, and also the actress that comes from the Netherlands. So I would say that always this topic was somehow with me because it's simply fascinating, but on the other hand I always wanted to know how the new epoch, the new generations are going to treat this main character, who is always a woman. Yes, I also remember, we all remember these thrillers and also these erotic movies like Basic Instinct, like Frantic, from the 90s, that were so captivating, so thrilling, and in all of these movies, this leading role who had like this perpetual dilemma of what to do, what is right, what is not right, was at the end condemned and criticized by the society, and she had to be punished. The same with Anna Karenina of Lev Tolstoy. It is a very well-known story of a woman who was bored her marriage, who wanted something more from life, and what she could get more in 19th century. Not much, right? But she was seeking that. In the external world, and of course at the end she was punished. So all of these main characters, they always end up by this either suicide, either like real critics from the society. And here I'm so happy that I'm living finally in the times where shadow work, this term exists in psychology, in coaching, etc., is finally something that we are no longer ashamed to speak about. And why In Touch with Cultures, why I'm talking about it here on this channel? Because what fascinates me is that, of course, women they are completely different in different cultures. They are ashamed. There are a lot of social taboo. There are some topics like sexuality, etc., that are not in a public eye, that are not discussed, that are maybe hidden. The women desires are hidden. But I think that in every culture, this wild side of us that we are trying to suppress somehow, these emotions, these desires, these like tendencies that we have in ourselves, and we try to cover that, not to reveal it to the society. They still exist. And here Nicole Kidman, I love that it was shown that she is exactly the character that she played, her name was Romy, is in her exactly in the middle of her middle age crisis, and she's perfect. She is a perfect CEO. There are a lot of topics that are also very universal, like artificial intelligence, like for example feminism, and what it means when the women they get power, and they are more and more empowered with the new generations who are looking up to their mentors, who want to really give their part. There are a lot of topics there, like the sexual harassment at work. Everything there is very, very modern, contemporary. We can talk about a lot of topics, not especially about this existential crisis that is there, or about sexuality. I don't want to make it like this level that is superficial, that or talking about like I don't know, orgasm gaps between men and women, because this problem exists, and there are a lot of statistics that are talking about it. This is not my role here. My role here is to show that what I love in this movie is that this shadow work, all of these parts, not only this beautiful that we want to show, that this American beauty, yes, this facade where you have the family and children and prospering business, and everything is going well, and you have friends and enemies maybe, and the life is like black and white. No, it's never like that. And here we have two characters. Now I see that more and more also in Bridget Jones, showing this aspect where you have this affair between the woman who is in a certain age, let's say, and the man who is very young. Yes, and here it is a dialogue between masculinity and femininity, because we have to remember that we live in the epoch, in the times of transition, where it is up to us to redefine the social roles, and to start honestly from scratch, because never before the women were on the top of the world like now, these baby bosses, etc. And Nicole Kidman and Romy played Romy, her character Romy played in this movie. It seems that she has it all. So and also Antonio Banderas is playing her husband. So there is nowhere here to complain about her life. She's rich, she lives in abundance, in luxury, she has a large company, she's making an impact, she has purpose in life mission, she's working with technologies, she's surrounded by very wealthy and known people who can be like mentors to the others. And one day she meets on her way the guy intern that is at the early stage of his of building his career and starting and just entering the job market, and we have the masculine perspective. And of course we can't read this movie because it's full of erotism, etc., only at the surface level, that it is about like submission and domination, and that it is only talking about these kind of roles, and what happens if the woman is too dominant, and what happens if the man is too submissive, like in her marriage. Basically, this is the case. We can talk about it, but we can also try to look at it more with a better insight, with a deeper, more profound reflection, and also this dose of humor, because the director, when I watched the interviews with her, I saw that she didn't want it to be like very, very dense. Yes, she didn't want this density. She wanted it to be also somehow light, because the humor is something that is uniting all of us. And we have these scenes also talking about plastic surgery, about Botox, that Nicole Kidman as an actress is known for. Yes, how she looks at her age, and all of the operations, let's say, that she was trying to undertake to look better, to look more young, etc. So we have this idealization of a woman who wants everything to be perfect, this perfectionism. And then, boom, this young guy enters, and there is no coming back. She will have to face her own truth. So it is about surrendering, it is about transgression, it is about finally discovering what she wants to discover, the parts of her that she suppressed. She just wanted to be normal, and many times in this movie it is repeated that I just want to be normal, like she's talking to her husband, very, very touching and like vulnerable scene where she's talking, I just want to be normal. I just want to be the way that you want me to see. And I just want to conform to this image of this woman that you want in your life. But I'm not like that. And this is like begging for help. This is like SOS for me. She is searching, she is hesitating. And of course, we can again like try to condemn her behavior and like talk about that. Cheating and what she's doing is morally and ethically wrong. Yes, of course we can do that. And in a lot of cultures, as we all know, women have very, very severe sanctions for anything that is not like more morally accepted. And we know all of that. And I think that on my channel, In Touch with Cultures, where we talk about different like traditions, customs, this comedy of manners, because this is how the director is describing it herself, is exactly like in 19th century. This was the same with Comédie humaine of Honoré de Balzac. In this kind of mirror, we can look at ourselves, we can look at the flaws that we all have in us, because we are all composed by what is angelic and what is devilish. And if we think that it is so easy to criticize someone else because I would never do that. How do you know if you were not confronted like to this situation? Maybe you have no idea how you would behave, and you are only talking because you didn't experience that. And in this movie, the main character, it is like exactly for me like this facade of Botox that someone is breaking it. Yes, someone is knocking on the door first gently, if she will open, if she will not open, if she will let him enter, or if she will stop it at the beginning, or if she will let this man, let this like temptation to enter her life, and what will be the consequences. Of course, we can only imagine that there has to be somewhat disaster in this configuration where you have the husband, the wife, and happy family with two teenager children. But also what I wanted, but also what I admired in this movie is that there was a very, very touching scene between the daughter and the mother, and the daughter who is non-binary, who is homosexual, is telling to the mother, that's okay, that's okay. They are the things, they are the scenes maybe that are maybe not easy to forgive, but it's possible. And I love that because they like switch the roles. Yes, the mother should mother the child, and the child should not parent the parent, right? But here we have this dialogue, and it is in this process of self-acceptance, of not self-sabotaging herself. Romy, played by Nicole Kidman, it's easier for her to accept these parts of her that are traumatic for her. Since she was small, she was thinking that there is something wrong with her. Maybe there is nothing wrong with her. Maybe there was lack of communication between her and her husband. Maybe she was forcing herself. And the thing with sexuality is that we can pretend with a lot of aspects in our life. We can pretend, but we cannot pretend. Of course, we can also fake, like women are very good at faking. You know what? But at some point, this frustration will come out. Yes, and here we have this problem, and I think that the movies like that, like this genre, and not only from the 90s, they were spectacular. These thrillers from the 90s, these American thrillers, were spectacular. I really loved them because they were complicated. They were showing that life and love and lust doesn't stop in the moment when you say yes, I do. It is just the beginning, yes, and how to navigate it in a life that is uncertain, where we are developing and changing and transforming constantly, is not easy, right? But it's worth to talk about it. It's not the topic that you would discuss with your girlfriends on a coffee, because when we come to these meetings, we oftentimes want to seem light, we want to seem flawless, we want to show that we don't have any problems, that everything that we are doing fine. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? And in this movie, this is why it's needed. It's really needed, because in a lot of cultures, the women are silent, they are mute, they cannot express their true feelings. And the bravery of today's feminism, although I'm not feminist myself, I'm far from that, because I don't like any of the extremes, neither to be too submissive, neither to be like a high opponent of men, etc. I honestly, I'm not. But let the women speak. Let the women advocate for themselves. Let this dialogue finally appear. And And what I love also is that there is a possibility of a happy ending, even in the situation that maybe at first seems without any possible solution. It is also a movie about growing up, about also, unfortunately, about the consequences, what will happen if men will a little bit withdraw, because what we are seeing nowadays is that the women, they are getting power, they are becoming wild, etc., bold, they are highly educated, etc., and the men, like step by step, they are trying not to be on their way. They are trying to adapt also, and then they are therefore they are taking a little bit of this feminine energy. So it is also another topic that is like highly discussed in social media: femininity and masculinity. So masculine energy is this container, is this structure, is the doing energy, while feminine energy is being energy, is like this vase that will be full of water in this container. It's also about being spontaneous. It's about being. It's about your presence. It's about nurturing your partner. About also a little bit this mother energy. And in this spectrum, we have something called light feminine energy and dark feminine energy, and a lot of people pleasers, especially the girls who grew up few decades ago and were like educated in this manner that they have to please the others, that they cannot be stubborn, that they have to be good girls, that they have to be submissive, that they always have to meet the expectations of the others. I feel that nowadays, with the new generations, Gen Z, but also the generation that now appeared on the stage, which will be the Alpha generation, I think that everything is shifting. The energies in the world are shifting. The power is shifted. Like now, we are no longer like trying to wait for the possibility to vote for women. It's already done. It already happened. Now we have to again balance these energies, because it is always bad, also in patriarchal, like in matriarchal society, it's always bad when only one gender enters and the other, of course, has to be in decline, because they cannot be both on the top. But maybe this would be a solution if they both would be on the top, if they both would collaborate from what is highly feminine and what is highly masculine. A lot of women, especially that have these masculine jobs and masculine roles, where they have to take care of when they are, for example, CEOs, and they have to take care of their employees, and they have to take care of their children, of houses, etc. They have to accept these more maybe masculine vibes, but it doesn't mean that this is their essence, that this is what gives them pleasure. Maybe on the contrary, what gives them pleasure is to be told what to do. Yes. So this movie is showing that with no shame, as I told before, and I really love it. And I think that we need more of content like that. And of course, in some societies, it will still be a taboo to talk about it, but in the future, I think that every one of us, sooner or later, will have to face it. So let's be open to discuss. So that's all for today. I'm wishing you a very beautiful day and see you the next time. Bye bye.